Jesus Freak here. Now, on one of the Facebook groups I follow, someone had asked for opinions about a certain passage, and I decided I'd expand upon the comment I made there. This regarded John 11:51 through 52. And to give the full context, I'm going to start at 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, "What do we? For this man doth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both their place and nation." And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, "You know nothing at all, nor consider it that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad." And my explanation tied in also verse, it's in chapter 12, I believe. Yeah. 12:32, when Jesus says, "And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me." And I said, my understanding is that this is about the spread of the gospel to all the nations, and through it, salvation. That salvation is extended to all the earth through the spreading of the gospel to all the earth, as Jesus commanded in Matthew and Mark. And that by making disciples of all nations, again, Matthew 28, Jesus draws all men unto him, and by them being, as Paul would say, engrafted into the tree, which formerly was Israel and now is Christendom, the true Israel, the spiritual Israel. Salvation isn't a matter of, oh, you were born into the right bloodline. Salvation's, oh, you believe in God, you believe in and on Jesus Christ. You accept that his death allowed you to be admitted into the new covenant. And you have entered into the new covenant by believing upon him and accepting a sacrifice. So, through this process of dying and being resurrected, and the news of this evangelion, good news, gospel, Jesus, through being lifted up from the earth i.e., by means of the cross, which even the skeptical Jesus seminar understood this, draws all men to him. And as they said, they were so worried that all men will believe on Jesus because, well, that's the whole point. So when he said that also Jesus should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad, these would be those who would come to believe as a result of the gospel being brought to them after his death. I think that's the simplest explanation. That seems to also be the same explanation that most of my study Bibles are pushing. And, I just look at them to see what their opinion is. I come to my own conclusions. But that's how I understand it. Jesus freak out.